This is the next video in the series to talk about exporting files from Unity and work on them in Blender and then import them back in Unity. So the things I will talk about today is install Export Unity plugin in Unity, export the FBX file we want, edit in Blender, install TimberMesh plugin for Blender, and export TimberMesh and then set up TimberMesh in Unity. Let's get started. Go to Window, Package Manager, FBX, Unity, FBX. There we have FBX Exporter. We install that. Close that window. Now we are open a building that we want to edit, and we select the model where it has the mesh, right click and export to FBX, and it needs to be set to binary, else Blender will not be able to read it. I will change it to my folder for FBX files. New. And we hit export. For Blender, at the time of the recording, max version is below 4.1. So anything between 4 and 3x is recommended. So 3.6 is one of those, and it's a long time support version. I have it already installed, and we will want to import the files in Blender. We do not need TimberMesh yet, so that will come later. Go here, I have my file, and we import it. We can remove the cube, camera, and a light. This was a new project, a general one, when I started. We don't see any textures. That's because we have not changed the viewport. And as you can see, the textures look a little strange. We can fix that by going here and scroll down and select opaque. If the textures go pink, it's probably because the image that's are used have lost its location. So if you search for where the files, image files are, you can open that folder and just press open. The same name is selected since before. TimberMesh will want to have the same name of the material in the list as in the game. So we will want to replace the dot there. And we are ready. Now we want to do some edits. The edit mode. And L for linked by material. And we can separate by selection. I have now gotten two pods. can change to snap point vertices. Get it to go there. What I later will do is work on this brace piece here, but that's I don't need to do in the video here. So now we are ready to do an export. I have a few materials to fix. Set it to the correct one without the 0, 0, 1 as such. So each piece has the same material. Go to Preference, Add-ons, and we will want to install. But first we need to download it. Go to this address, link in the description, and download the zip. Let's place it there. We have it there, and then you can install. Downloads video and there install add-on. Good. Rename the collection. Dot folk tales. We will also want an Iron Teeth version. Duplicate the collection. And the material, we can take that and replace if you're unsure what the materials are called, we can look at it. If you press on the material, it goes to the, you get to the folder where they are, and you can edit and copy the name. And the UV, you can go to UV edit, is the same style for each of the faction of metal, for example. It's just the coloring that's different. So I don't need to change it for each. And we can change to that to see what we are doing. We have changed one. We want to change this and this too. If you have animated part, it needs to have this marker before. That tells the export tool to have it separate entity. Can also be used for spots and such, where they should sit in. But the location of the points that you place then could be another orientation than default. So I usually do them in Unity. Now we want to or we may use an existing one. shanty speaker exists in the test package that you can use on building from. I will use the frog statue. Now we want to export to this folder here. We select the two collections that we want to export. Right click and batch export. If you do one at a time, you have to write exact name and repeat what says on the collection. But if we batch export, we can do them and just have to select the folder. Go to mods and test new items, materials, resources, no. Was it that? Base tree, was it? I place it under. Base tree is usually my default that I use for new projects. And go to model and export collection. They are now here. And we can see a 3D visual here on the right. The textures that will be used is the first texture that it finds with the same name. Therefore, I use placeholders that are only default color. This is to keep the mod size down and loading times down. So we go into buildings, can remove the current there. We do an empty model, TimberMesh, describer, and under resources we have it under Knatte model. And that's the name. And create preview. Then we can see how it looks, and it will also work in game. The preview is there because this is checked. We will probably want on different box colliders and such. Box colliders is what you select to select the building, what you can click on. So it's like hitbox. There we have the model completed. One thing to note is that check that the face orientation is correct. So let's check that. They should all be blue. They are not. Let's select all the red ones. And let's see there, mesh, normals, flip. And I did miss that. mesh, normal, flip. That's now blue, and that's blue. We want them to be unique, so I can change the material used. There we go. And I can export them again. This is it for this video. See you.